Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch, and welcome today to the review of the first of the 4 watches that I featured in this video. I took all of them on a wee road trip with me for a bit of extra one-on-one wrist time in advance of the reviews. Watch number 1 is the Heinrich Radiance. Radiance by name, radiance by nature. Look at this thing. If you're into colour and light play, then this is your boy. If not, maybe not. And that is before we get some direct sunlight on it. I guess it's called sunburst for a reason. But as you can see, it isn't just sunburst. There's a sector pattern to the centre section as well. Plenty going on. And this one is arguably as pretty from the back as it is from the front. The ETA 7001 is a lovely looking movement and one that I haven't seen in quite a while. Now you saw the pop-up. This video is sponsored by Heinrich. I will therefore of course leave a link to the Radiance in the description of the video on their website. Heinrich is a one-man operation. That man is Wolfgang Heinrich, and he has made a really limited number of these, just 25 pieces of 4 different colour versions. And they have apparently been selling very well. The first batch of 40 are gone already, so they're now selling the second batch of 60, due for delivery in September. So if you like what you see, then do check out the link. Alright, well, you've already had a good look at these 2. Now Wolfgang sent me 2 of the colours to have a play around with, 1 blue and 1 green. All come in this watch roll, all come with a 2-year warranty, and all come supplied on the bracelet. The leather straps are an optional add-on, but you must purchase, you're obliged to purchase the watch on the bracelet, so do be aware of that. In addition to the green and the blue, as you saw earlier on, there's a silver dial and an orange dial model available. They're all the same price, currently 1,149 euros or just over $1,000 before taxes, etc, etc. There is also a 5% discount pop-up on their website, so do make sure you take advantage of that if you are keen on buying one of these. You know, I don't think that's a bad price considering the movement. It's pretty much par for the course for micros featuring the 7001, but I do think that you need to be fully committed to the watch for reasons I will discuss later. Dimensions, and the Radiance is svelte, that is for sure. Not only is the diameter 38.6mm, but the thickness, really thinness today, it's only 8.7mm. That is remarkably slim, especially considering this watch features domed sapphire. This is thanks to the manual winding movement and a really narrow case profile, as you'll see shortly. Lug to lug is a suitably compact 45.8mm, lug width is 20mm, just what you'd expect and frankly just what you'd hope for as well. There's a 2mm taper on the bracelet, weight is 112 grams on that bracelet, quite a bit less though, only 54 grams on the leather strap. Water resistance is 100 meters. Despite the push-pull crown, crystal, as discussed, is double domed sapphire with 5 layers of anti-reflective undercoating and top coating. And the movement, we had a look at it earlier, it's an ETA Perso 7001. I think I've only seen 2 or maybe 3 of these over the years, but they're lovely movements to look at, are they not? This is the top grade version as well. It's regulated to 4 positions and has a stated accuracy of plus or minus 7 seconds per day as a consequence. These feature 17 jewels, they have a 42-hour power reserve when fully wound. They're manually winding, of course, but they don't hack. It is lovely to see that Heinrich have personalised this one with their brand name and logo on one of the plates at the bottom. Plus, each of the watches has its own serial number as discussed. They're only making 100 of these across 4 different colours. I guess if they sell out, they might make some more, but there's no guarantee of that. And Made in Germany features on the back as well as on the front. Look at how slim that case is. There really isn't much to that mid case at all, considering the fairly tall bezel and the domed crystal. There is a super fine horizontal brushing to the side of the case and to, well, I would call it the inner lug surfaces rather than the upper lug surfaces, if you see what I mean. The Radiance has twisted lugs, almost like an Omega Aquaterra or something similar. The twist itself is high polished and the polish runs from lug tip to lug tip. There's even a cheeky little polished undercut to the case as well for comfort. It's a fixed all high polished bezel and a fairly small crown. It's only 5.4mm. Fairly small but not too small. The watch is still very easy to wind and the crown itself has a paint filled Heinrich lion logo on it, which is a really nice touch. The bracelet is all very 1970s, all brushed, no high polished anywhere, super short links as well, which is just as well because there's no adjustment system here. You are sizing this one to the nearest link. Screws hold it all together and it's a simple butterfly clasp mechanism. The bracelet does feel a little bit off the shelf though because it's not signed. There's no text, there's no lion anywhere, but it's very, very comfortable. I'll give it that. There are a bunch of different optional accessory strap options available, including rubber tropics if that's your bag. The one I was sent is nice quality, it smells good, it's German leather, it feels good on wrist, although it is a snug fit between the lugs. It squeaks a little bit at the moment as a consequence. That's an easy fix though. Just give the top of the strap a bit of a squeeze. Alright, let's get back to the dial and hands briefly before having a look at both of these on wrist. It's a step dial with that vibrant, radially brushed sunburst and sectored center section sitting lower than the radially brushed outer section that features the applied hour markers. There's a little high polished silver disc linking those two sections. Now the central disc has a molded brand name and logo sitting on top of it effectively and a further circular recess containing the small second indicator at the 6. There is just no getting away from the light play here though, because even the small second indicator is full of high polished silver concentric circles. There are white printed sawtooth style minute markers. Those are a feature carried over from one of Heinrich's other models. Hour markers are applied, again high polished silver, and there are further applied high polished silver squares beyond those which are lume filled. Hands are, you guessed it, high polished silver Dauphines. They are beveled down the middle and also fully lumed. Really, really good looking handset on this one as well. Now, when I talked about this watch last week, I used the word kitsch. Now, I did not mean that in a disparaging way. I think Wolfgang intentionally leans into the garishness of the 1970s with lots of bright colours, lots of shiny features, trying deliberately to bring the best of 1975 into 2025. And I think especially with the green watch here, he gets it spot on. Now I did mention there was lume on the hands and on those little square markers. Do you know what? It's all right. This watch has 100 meters of water resistance as well, don't forget. Add the lume in there and as long as you remember to wind it every day, you could totally run this one as a daily, as a real all-rounder. It's BGW9 Blue Superluminova used here. There's a double pip at 12 for alignment after dark, single pips everywhere else, no lume on the second hand though because it's just too damn small to accommodate it. When I turn the speed up, it's not a stellar performer, but there is still a little bit left at the end of my test. Alright, on wrist. Now, when I was sent these two, I thought that I would prefer the leather strap version, so that is what I gravitated towards initially. As discussed, the strap is really nice, it's a high quality German leather, and the watch wears very comfortably on it. Perhaps though, it's just a little bit too dainty, a little bit too light for me on leather at only 54 grams. 54 grams is next to nothing. That's like titanium light. It's even kind of close to resin case watch light. Now, I do like a light watch, but I also still like to feel the watch on my wrist. So I actually prefer the bracelet. It is super comfortable. Really, really short links conform perfectly to the curve of your wrist. And despite looking like a depilatory device, not one single hair has been removed by this bracelet whatsoever. Now, legibility. Okay, the whole watch really is designed to be radiant with every single surface catching and playing with the light. Legibility is not the top priority therefore. Indeed, if we go back to that picture of all four watches together, the blue actually looks like it's the most legible of the four, the silver looks like it's the least legible of the four, so do bear that in mind if it's a priority for you. Alright, moans and niggles. Well, I reckon, like a lot of Heinrich's designs, these are going to be a bit polarising today. 70s styling cues, bright colours and as much light play as I've seen on just about any dial ever. These will not be for everyone. And at $1,000 US or thereabouts, there is that old chestnut about micro-brand resale value. Before you buy one of these, you need to make sure that you will be wedded to the Radiance long term, because if you change your mind, if you decide to flip it, you're going to be taking a bath, you will be getting a free haircut, you will be losing some money. Micros are neither as easy to flip nor as value retaining as bigger, more established brands are. But then again, you will not find this movement. You will not find an ETA 7001 for $1,000 from a bigger, more established brand. So that is the trade-off. Talking of which, let's do a quick if not then what section. If you like the look of this one but are wondering what else is out there, I would suggest you have a look at the Baltic Prismic and the Stoba Marine Classic 36 small seconds. Both of these use exactly the same movement, the ETA Perso 7001, and both of them cost almost exactly the same money as this one, right around the €1,000 mark. It just comes down to colour and styling preference then. The Heinrich is definitely the most attention-grabbing of the three. Personally, I'm delighted to see Heinrich moving in this direction. Their previous divers were all well and good, but it's nice to see their style but in a completely different form factor case. Might we get a chronograph next? A Valjoux or SW500 powered chronograph perhaps? That could be very interesting. So there you have it. While you're here, why not check out a review or two of some other Heinrichs. Thanks for watching this one. I will see you again in the next one.